just in the books. Now you see it now.
Oh, it's not a good one.
Look at that. You look at the clock, the big clock. You see that? Wow.
Joseph, please be careful.
Yeah, did you see it?
Tower Bridge right now, and today look, I'm sitting in this shape. It's a sharp knife. Ouch! It's hurting me. And what's amazing about this? It's a ship. This. Hi, I'm in near Tower Bridge now. Right now. Take it! Okay, you also got the green gem. The green gem can explode everything. Not itself, it cannot explode itself. You got it! Now come on! Put one at a time! Here. I put one? No! Let me show you more.
Joseph, that building they call the Shard. You see it over there? Because it looks like a shard of glass.
Ready now, mind the gap, mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Mind the gap.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Tower Hill. This is Monument.
Does it go? Make it go away. You too.
Hi, we're in the underground train.
Shoot.
Say hi, I'm in the underground train. Say Jessie. Say hi, I'm at the underground train. Say hi, I'm at the
The
underground.
next station is Cannon Street. Change for National Rail Services.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Ow. I got a new friend named Fluffy.
I think so, maybe.
Rope now. We're going to go on the ferry.
And what we have on board is a computer that points them all out in a very boring way. So we refuse to use it on our boat. We get better feedback when we do the commentaries live. And we take it in turns to do so throughout the day. Is that okay? Would you like a live commentary? But as I say, bear in mind, we are only the crew, so don't expect too much. But I'll do my best. And I'll mention the bridge before we push on. Tower Bridge, it opened 1894. Designed by Sir John Wolfbarry and designed in the Gothic style to blend in with the Tower of London. It isn't as old as it looks. And as I'm sure you know, Tower Bridge can be raised. It opens up like a double-sided drawbridge. It opens in less than 90 seconds to let any taller masted ships into this part of the river. We had a warship here 2 days ago from Belgium. It visited the HMS Belfast. And the Belfast, she was built in the same shipyard since you call it a Union flag. And on the right hand side, you can see the white building, Waterguard House. And it belongs to the Queen. This is Her Majesty's Customs and Excise Building, which means that anything that's confiscated from you at our airports, if you bring in too much alcohol, too many cigarettes, or any drugs, they are taken to that building and they are put into a large incinerator, a big fire, and disposed of. So they say. I've lived in London for 30 years. I've never seen a puff of smoke come out of the chimneys. But apparently the Christmas parties are phenomenal. And we have the Shard of Glass up to the left, the tallest building in London and in Western Europe. And it stands at over 1,000 feet high. Designed by an Italian architect. And his name was Renzo Piano, a famous man. And this bridge is London Bridge, the 5th London bridge to stand here in 2,000 years. The first one, it was wooden, built by the Romans, and it burned down. As I'm sure you know from the nursery rhyme, the song, most of the others fell down, all but one, the 4th London Bridge. In the 1970s, it was sinking into the riverbed, and so we took it down, piece by piece, brick by brick. We sold it. We sold London Bridge to an American, a businessman. His name was Robert McCulloch, and he shipped it back to America. He rebuilt it over Lake Havasu, and it still stands there today. Has anyone seen the bridge in America? It's definitely there, and I'd love to go and see it. On the left, for the children especially, there's a pirate ship in the back.
Pirate ship.
A working replica of Francis Drake's ship, the Golden Pike. And Francis Drake, he was the first Englishman to sail a ship around the world. That ship has been around the world. There are no microphones inside. It's all done as it would have been done during Shakespeare's time. And it isn't very expensive. I mean, the cheapest tickets they sell, they are £10. And £10 for live entertainment in London. The bridge was closed at 12 o'clock the same day by the police. It was swinging about a foot to either side as people rushed across it. So they had to close it. They had to re-strengthen it. And now they call it the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. And they asked the architect, Norman Foster, he designed it. They said to him, Norman, on live television, what is wrong with your bridge? And he said, nothing. There's nothing wrong with my bridge. It's the way people walk in London. That's what he said. And up to the right, St Paul's Cathedral, a masterpiece of Sir Christopher Wren. It stands at 365 feet high, and there's a viewing platform at the top. And another one, I can see. She's up there every day. And I know a few of you are going on the London Eye today, so I spoke to most of you as you got on the boat. And the London Eye stands at 450 feet tall, with 32 glass capsules. And the reason why there are 32, there is a reason, and that's because there are 32 boroughs in London. So each capsule represents an area of our city. And each capsule can carry 25 people. On a very clear day, a day like yesterday, you would have seen 30 miles across London. You can see as far downriver as Dartford in Kent, and as far upriver as the turrets of Windsor Castle on a clear day. You can hire out a glass capsule on the wheel for £1,000. And the latest craze, people like to get married now on the London Eye. There's been over 500 weddings on the wheel. I don't recommend that, marriage, but you can get married on the London Eye. And it's also in the top 10 places in the world for marriage proposals. So if you're feeling romantic, if you're thinking about proposing to your loved one whilst you're in London, why not take them up there to the top of the London Eye? Although if you are thinking about doing that, you do need to make sure they're going to say yes. Because imagine it, if you get all the way up there to the top, you get down on one knee, you ask them to marry you, and they say no, it's 15 minutes all the way back down with 23 strangers staring at you. And it could quite quickly become the worst day of your life. Don't do it. Now, ahead of us on the right, there's the tower. And its original name was the Great Clock of Westminster. However, we all call it, you and I, Big Ben. And Big Ben is only a nickname for the bell. The 13.5-ton bell that lives inside that tower and chimes the hour and the hour only. None of you can see Big Ben, you only hear it. And it was named after a man called Benjamin Hall. He was the man in charge of the construction of that building. And he did such a fantastic job, they wanted to name something after him. And ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Hall, he was a very short man. He only stood at about 5 foot tall. But he was a very large man. You've worked out, we are only the crew. Me and my friend in there, we're not guides, we're both captains, and we are here to take you safely from A to B, as we have done today.